organizing. Okay. 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 I got a lot going on in my head right now. I'm gonna see if I can organize it. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I forgot to mention something real quick too. Hold up. Mm. Fuck. Maybe these are too early because I do zone out a little bit and be yawning and shit. But all right. So I don't know. My brain has escaped me. Let's talk about children real quick. Some of the first thoughts that came to mind this morning was of the kids laughing. I got like a set of videos of Natanya and Jeremiah together very shortly before I found out I was pregnant, actually, and they were laughing. They are funny. They would laugh so hard, and they all have my laugh. You know, they're very funny, and so that was a thought. Like as I opened my eyes, it was like thinking of them, how they laugh. Okay, excuse me, but one of the things I was thinking about was um how I have been developing my relationship with Jeremiah specifically. Um, no matter how hard you try, you may get her to say false statements, but her love for me will never, you'll never be able to keep her from me like y'all kept Jeremiah from me. I don't worry about that. But Jeremiah, especially now that he's in his teen years, like who the fuck wants to be close to their mom in their teen years? Does anybody know? Because it definitely wasn't me. At 15, shit. I would have been happy if my parents never talked to me again. You know what I'm saying? He's 15. My baby is 15. Oh my gosh. Right? So, throughout the week, he doesn't really talk a whole lot. He might read. He might read something and send me back a meme as a response. And I ask a lot of questions. Because the more I know about how he ticks, the easier it is to understand what the memes mean. Does anybody else's children communicate with them in meme? I'm sure a lot of people do in this generation. All right. Excuse me. Very difficult. Very, very difficult in the sense that both my boys are Scorpios. I mentioned that before. Born on the 16th and the 18th. Their charts are very similar in certain placements because they're 10 years apart. In 10 years, so much can happen. Houses are different, but some of their planetaries are similar. So they're very much a lot alike. They share a lot of the same interests, even with Jeremiah growing up. Being a 15-year-old, he still had they share the same action figures that they like, their favorite cartoon, like everything is the same. It's so weird. It's not anything that I'm pumping. Like, that's what they naturally gravitate to, right? So, trying to get information out of a 15-year-old Scorpio is like so hard. Because one thing I noticed too about water signs, and I think I might have said this before, but earth, you can dig the earth and find something, right? You dig far enough, you're gonna find some dinosaur bones or some shit like that. Okay, water, totally different. Totally different, right? You get down to the depths and you still haven't gotten to the depths. Oh my god, like you may never, you throw something in water, you may never find it again. It's gonna take that area drying out to find some shit, right? Therefore, it being earth. um, changing it into an entire different element before you find the shit, right? So, um, I find that water signs are very secretive. They're good at keeping secrets. Um, all of my children, they have developed that they developed that very early on. Keep it a secret. Don't tell my secrets. You tell their secret and you are betraying them. My daughter said something about teleporting and was very upset when she found out that I had told other people. She was like 4. It's like, what do you know about? Oh, enjoy this memory about Aaron Moses. That's what just came up on my screen. So I'm sitting here and I'm enjoying memories of these children. So, what do you know about secrets? She was so upset. I betrayed this child. Talking about teleportation. Yeah, I want a house where we could teleport. That's what she said. And I went and told other people that was supposed to be a secret. Right? So imagine that at 15 years old. Imagine that at 15 years old with trauma. Oh my God. And you try to penetrate that. It's so hard. It's a challenge though. Trying to figure out what questions I can get him to answer. Molding questions in a certain way so it doesn't seem like he's divulging too much information. Yes, I'm admitting manipulation. Manipulation tactics. All right. I've gotten in, starting to call his house to get him to answer the phone. Okay. I want to call him. I want to talk to him on the phone. He's not answering, so I just call his grandma. Yes. Whatever I could do. All right. So one of the things that has been working for me is showing him shit from when he was little. All right. This is I think this is tactics to help with parental alienation or just trying to get in touch with your child in general. Okay. Showing him things like you used to love this show when you were little, right? Things that you know would set you apart. You remember, but his dad doesn't. You remember, but grandma doesn't. I remember because I was there, like trying to show. Hey, do you remember this? Yeah, I remember that. Okay, all right. Get a little foothold in there, right? Okay. And then also I've taken up an interest in football, which I always liked football. I always liked sports. I can watch sports and at least know what's going on, right? But I haven't really watched sports in I can't even tell you how long. I haven't had like traditional TV in a while. So that's part of that. But he has a favorite sports team. Well, here I am showing interest in his sports team, asking questions. To where now he hits me up during games, even though he knows I can't watch it. But I sit with you see me, I've got multiple phones and shit. I have one like consistently on the score. I can see when someone's in possession. I can hit Twitter up for recent highlights of the game. Just little. Listen, that right there, I think that's why he does it, because I show genuine effort. I can't even watch it. I can't even watch it. You know what I'm saying? But I go through the trouble of hitting up Twitter, of watching the score. I'm putting in fucking work. Okay? So now he hits me up to talk about that. Um every Sunday, like clockwork. Um and that's what my relationship with my son looks like now. Telling, have you had one of the questions I ask, okay, you can look this up. I do this with all the children. You know how like kids come home from school and you be like, how was your day today? Like there you can find a list of more questions than that to get them to really open up, right? Okay, so one of my favorite questions to ask them is what made them laugh today. I loved it. Natty could laugh at anything, I guess. Sometimes he'll say he didn't laugh at anything. Sometimes he will say he didn't laugh at anything. What the fuck do you mean? Nobody was funny to you? God. Oh. So I'll tell him a joke. Or I'll tell him something that we did funny. So let me tell you one of the things I told him one day. Nobody made you laugh? What the fuck? Hey, I saw Aaron twerking. This is true. I saw Aaron twerking. And I said, hey, stop doing that. I'm confused because we don't even really, I dance and shit, but I said, stop doing that. He said, why you do it? When did you see me do that? When? That should have been, that was probably private time, boy. Gotta laugh out of the older one. Okay, so you just, I text him a lot. I feel like I text him a lot, but not like too much. Just, I might tell him an event of the day. I might send him a memory. Things to make him feel like he's connected. Today, me and Aaron went over to his friend's house for a little bit. And, that's what we did today. Or, I did a video today. Oh, I was so excited when I got my community board. I got my community board today. Shit like that. But don't watch my videos, though. I don't know what he does. I just going through my subscription list, and I realized that he has a friend that I subscribed to because he was going through like a hard time, and I subscribed to support, and I just realized I think he subscribed back, and he probably has seen my videos. Oh well. Anyways, so that is some of the things that I do to like connect with my oldest child, and to show just dedication to the cause. All right. And then another suggestion too. Okay. One time I made a joke because Aaron was following me around. When I first got Aaron back, Aaron was following me around everywhere. And I used to make it seem like I didn't know why he was doing that. But obviously, if you've abandoned a child, they would follow you around, right? But one of the ways to make a child feel secure after like an abandonment or after abuse that I worked really hard on is I actually take them back down like a notch. Okay, like when I got Aaron back, Aaron could wash himself up. He doesn't know how to do that right now because I demolished that independence in order to coddle or like it's like reparenting. Okay, he's so young that it's not that destructive, right? But sometimes I talk to my older child like he's 4, even though he's 15. but it's because like from the age of 4 until now, our connection has been tampered with, right? So I take him back to a time where he remembers me mentally, like emotionally. So, especially because if they have been if a child has been abused, if a child has been separated from a parent, especially from those younger ages, they are emotionally stunted, right? Emotionally, they're stunted. So you can actually take a 3-year-old, take a 4-year-old, and baby them a little bit. Take them back to the last age that you know they were secure with you, and like kind of build from there. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I talk to Natty in baby talk. And it's funny because I didn't actually ever really talk to my babies in baby talk, like when they were actual babies. I talked to them like they was just relishing in some of my memories, okay? When Natty was a baby. And I mean baby. She probably wasn't even 2 months old. I took her shopping. And I'm trying to pick out my clothes. And I'm talking to her. Like it's me and you. I'm just talking on the screen like it's me and you, okay? And I'm talking to her. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, this shirt is cute or whatever, but I don't know. I like this one better. I don't know. What do you think? You know. And this is nothing new. There's plenty of people that do this, all right? But I'm just reflecting on my own instance with it. I mean, I'm just talking to her. Yeah. Oh, you think this one's cute? All right. This lady walks up and she's like, "Are you talking to your baby?" Yes, woman, I'm talking to my baby. For all the new parents out there, baby talk is actually very detrimental to your children's language skills because they're fucking geniuses. They just can't talk. Okay. So when you start talking, oh, you like fuck their wires up. Don't do that. Okay. I mean, you can, but leave it to a minimum. Okay. The rest of the time, talk to them just like you talk to me. They get it. She was the one that got. She understood me more than any other baby. Not Tanya. Now, Tanya, you could tell her like in the car she's crying. You'd be like, "Hey, excuse me, can you be quiet? I'm trying to drive," and she would. And you'd be like, "Okay, I'll make a deal with you if you be quiet when we get home. I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and you just be quiet on the way home." And then like we get home, and if I did X, Y, B, Z, oh, she'd be pissed because she knew. She knows. She was so. I don't know. I can't describe it. It was just like one of those amazing things. Like me and her and I, we had a wonderful bond. And like I said at the beginning of this video, we always will. She's not one that y'all can turn. That's my ride or die right there. Alright. So, but I do sometimes I talk to them and I take them down a couple notches in their development to fulfill that little inner child in them. So you don't have to have been separated from your child. One of the things that, we are trying to raise our children to be capable adults, right? But in order to do that, sometimes you have to come in contact with their inner child. Yes, that's right. Children have inner childs, okay? They have that 3-year-old in them that never got fulfilled, even though they're 8. You know what I'm saying? They have that 7-year-old in them that never got fulfilled, even though they're 15. So sometimes it is okay as long as it's comfortable for that child. If that child doesn't show that they're comfortable with that, don't do it. Because then they'll breed resentment for like, because they also want to be treated like adults. Aaron gets mad all the time. I'm grown. He thinks he's grown, right? All children have that little. They think they're more powerful than they are. And it's not really that. It's they see their own potential and they want you to trust them, okay? So we're not saying don't do that here. That's not what I'm saying. There might be an activity that that would be considered too young, right? Don't take that away from them. There may be a certain phrase that you would only say to like a little baby. No, say it to your 8-year-old. These little things that tap into that neglected part of them, so that you're making sure, especially in this conversation today is especially for children who've experienced abuse, experienced alienation, experienced maternal deprivation. Remember, maternal deprivation can happen within the home. The mother is there. She just may be working too much or, whatever. It is okay to take them, what is the word? I'm not saying infantilize. I mean, it kind of sounds like that, but especially for those kids where they're like, oh, you're real mature for your age. You understand a lot. Mm-mm. Take them down a couple notches every once in a while. Make them feel that feeling. I can't describe it. I just know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not giving you good words for it, but sometimes I hold Aaron like he's a baby. He's 5, you know what I'm saying? I baby talk to Natanya. I show Jeremiah TV shows that are geared to 3 and 4-year-olds. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Don't make them grow up so fast. Tap into the inner child of the child who, especially if you know exactly what age they went through this particular trauma. Tap into that. This is what they should have been doing at that age, but instead they were doing that. So, every once in a while, put some of that in there. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. It'll make sense to who it needs to make sense to. It'll make sense to who it needs to make sense to. Y'all have a wonderful day.